Good morning and welcome to Vlogmas episode 3. I have just dropped Chloe off at preschool. It was a much less eventful morning than it was last evening. I am going to do some errands. I was supposed to have a bullet journaling date with a friend today, but she also has 2 kids, and so she's like not feeling up to it. I guess her other kid, her youngest kid, was up quite late last night, or like in the middle of the night. I can't remember what she said, but totally understand that. You kind of just feel like a little bit of a zombie. So while Allie naps, the beau's working from home today, so Allie's gonna nap and I'm going to do some errands. We're actually having a movie night tomorrow, and by we I mean this friend who I was supposed to bullet journal with and then another friend, and so we were gonna do a charcuterie board, and I said I would bring some cheese. So I'm gonna go to Walmart, which is my least favorite place, but they have a good sale right now on porcelain, which is what I'm gonna bring, so that is why I'm going there. I hardly ever go there. It's just like the worst shopping experience. It's always such a fail there most of the time. Hopefully it's okay today. And yeah, I have to stop by UPS because I have an Amazon return that I have to do, and it's going all the way to the US.
The south you go?
Yeah. Okay, so my friend actually did end up coming over, so we were doing our bullet journals, and I'll show you how far I've gotten. I haven't gotten very far, but I will show you kind of my bullet journals set up and all that stuff, because I actually do get some questions about it on my Instagram. I guess just kind of like what I use, the notebooks that I'm using, all that fun stuff. I feel like I'm still like really short of breath because of my cold. Now I will show you the mess that I have created on the dining room table, because this is currently where I'm bullet journaling. So this is what I'm currently doing. So first of all, the notebook I'm using for 2024 is the notebook therapy, and I believe this specific version is sold out now, but it does have like a holographic foiled edge, which is awesome, and it's Galaxy cup of Galaxy, something like that. Anyway, it's like a little teacup with like the galaxy, and it's a B5, which is a bigger size than my previous journal. So my previous journal was the Scribbles That Matters, so you might be able to see the difference in size there. I really like the A5 size, but I just wanted to try something different for 2024. And because I don't usually bring my bullet journal with me, well, ever really. I just kind of keep it at home, and if I'm away for a week, then I just don't bullet journal that week. I'll just do it when I get back, or I'll do it ahead of time. I never travel with this. And then this is the future log that I created for 2024. So I used this little, what do they call this, like a Dutch door, and I have like a computer theme going on. I'm pretty much done with the 2023. I finished my whole December spread, as you can see, all the way till the end of the year. It is very, very satisfying that the end of 2023 ends on a Sunday, because I usually start my weeks on Mondays. So my new journal will actually start January 1st, and it will be the Monday, and it's like really satisfying to have like the whole year in one book. I'm not doing this with an overhead tripod. I'm just using my handheld tripod, so apologies if we weren't quite center or focus, but I'll show you some of my favorite bullet journaling supplies. As you can see, I have created like quite the spread here. This is a notebook that I didn't quite finish. It was my journal for 2022, I believe. It's just that I started in the beginning of the year, and then I just kind of gave up. So I'm using the rest of the pages to kind of just doodle and like test colors and layouts and things like that. This big thing I showed you on my Instagram if you follow me on Instagram, but it is just like this giant pen case, and it has all these like little elasticized spots here that you can stick pens into. So in here is really like all of my coloring supplies mostly. So I have all of the jelly rolls, and I have quite a few jelly rolls because I really like them. I love the ones that you can write over black ink or black paper. Then I have my zebra mild liners, which you know I love. These are all water color brushes. So you stick the water in here, and then you can like mix colors together. And then I have all of the tombos. So I don't have all of them, but I have a majority of them. So I just try to arrange it by colors. And yeah, so there's quite a few of them here. I don't actually know how many I have. There's a total of 108 colors. I definitely don't have all of them, so I have probably less than 100. But then over here is kind of more of my daily pencil case. So I know I said I never travel with my bullet journal, but the odd time that I do travel, it's really so that my friend and I can have a bullet journal date. So essentially, you know, we try to pick one day a month where we will go to one of our houses, or we haven't gone to like a coffee shop yet, but that was also an idea, like maybe going to like a small little coffee shop and having like a latte while we work on our bullet journals. So in the event that we do that, I'm not gonna bring like all of my gear because it's just like too much. So I have this smaller pencil case where I keep either the colors that I'm working with for that spread or colors that I know I'm going to use, so I don't have to bring everything with me. So anyway, that is the purpose of this pencil case. So I really like it because it folds up like this. So it's quite compact, relatively speaking, but this is where I have like all of my fine liners. So you can see these are the Pigma microns. These are Faber-Castell. I have these Ohuhu, I believe it's called. I have a liquid one and then a felt tip one. I have my different pens. I have like some scissors, whiteout. I have some more here. These are more of the brushed pens, whereas these ones are like the fine liners. I also have like a little ruler that I stick in there. And then obviously, because this is like a lot of stuff, I have this really handy canvas tote from Muji to put everything in. So everything actually fits in here really nicely. And I love this tote bag because it has two handles, so a short handle and a long handle. And it's actually quite spacious, so I can fit basically everything in here. Let's keep going. We have a jam-packed weekend today. We actually just got back from doing some grocery shopping, and also we popped into Mastermind Toys, which is a Canadian toy retailer. And I don't think the whole organization is going, I think, yeah, so it went into insolvency. Someone else bought it, but they are still closing, I think, 18 stores. And one of the stores happens to be our closest store. Hello. So we went there and we ended up getting some things. Actually, it's funny because I went there to get something for Ali, and then I left with like 3 things for Chloe, and the Bo left with RC car. So Chloe asked for this doll, which is, I think, our generation doll. There's actually a lot of accessories that go with this doll, so maybe for future birthday gifts, maybe that's something that you can ask for. Right, Chloe?
Yes.
Yes. Then we also got some rollerblades for Chloe. So this, I was actually looking for a pair just a couple days ago, actually. So not quite roller skates, but you have the 2 and then the 2 back here in a different orientation, so that for better stability. But then you can turn it into inline, which has all 4 kind of rotated like that. And they're pink, which is Chloe's favorite color. And then this is what the Bo got. Light Hawk, remote control truck of some sort. We also popped into an Asian grocery store, so we have tons of groceries that I have to put away. Hello, we are currently at Friday Harbor Christmas, no, I think they call it a holiday market now. It's kind of our annual tradition to do a holiday market. This is our second time doing it at Friday Harbor. We used to go to the Distillery District, but with a kid and now 2 kids, it's like, this is a bit easier, it's a bit closer. fam is here. We actually just came out of this Parisian-inspired cafe behind us, and we had some treats, right? It was yummy. Actually, Ali stole a bite of my creme brulee, and now she's addicted for life. Okay, we have managed to score a little heated dome. Chloe is having a little bit too much fun in here, but it's nice and cozy. There's like a nice little heat lamp there, and it's a little bit windy today, but no snow. Last year when we came, there was definitely snow, but no snow. It's actually fairly mild for the season, I would say. And yeah, we're having lots of fun in here. Good morning. I haven't really had much time to chat with you guys, so I'll do that maybe after our festivities, but we are headed to breakfast with Santa. I love it. Santa's here. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too. Hello. Chloe and I, actually, my mom is really ill, and she had to do something this morning, so we kind of rushed out of breakfast with Santa so that we could do something for her. So that's why I am in my old car, which is currently the Bose car. Well, it is now the Bose car, because Ali's car seat is in the Tesla. Anyway, long story short is we are on our way to Lola's house. I got for the very first time in my whole entire life a Trenta iced beverage, which is like the biggest size that you can get. I just got like the peach green tea. I've never gotten a Trenta size before, but it's like a little bit more than 30 ounces actually, so it's not really a true Trenta. It's actually bigger than a Trenta. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna also pop into Tim Hortons because we're gonna get, what do you want?
Timbits.
We're gonna get Timbits. And what? And hi. Oh, sorry, there you go. Hello. Yeah, so we're gonna get Timbits, and we're gonna see if maybe we can get something for Lola too, right? Because she probably hasn't eaten very much. Good morning. It is actually Monday today, and I'm finally having a little bit of peace and quiet. The beau's at work. We dropped Chloe off at preschool. Ali is taking a nap, so this is just Aliza time. I already had breakfast this morning. We did try to leave a little bit earlier than usual this morning because we wanted to drop off our gift for our childcare center, and we wanted to do it as a nice family. Unfortunately, it was like bare bones in there. There's only one other educator there, and there's I think 2 other kids there when we dropped Chloe off, and it wasn't even that early. We dropped her off at like 8:10, so that's usually there's a lot more kids there, but it's Monday, so I'm sure everyone has a bit of the case of the Mondays. Let me try to catch you up on the weekend because I didn't do much vlogging on the weekend. We were out and about a little bit, and you guys know I like to center the vlogs more around me, and you know, it's not like a family vlog or anything. But on the Saturdays, you guys know we went to the holiday market at Friday Harbor. It was really fun. There was absolutely no snow, so it didn't really feel like super festive. We might go back again because it's on until I think Christmas Eve, I'm not sure. But we might go back again, maybe when there's like a little bit more snow and it gets darker earlier so we can see a lot more of the lights in like all of their glory. I am very pleased with the annual photo that we took in front of the Christmas tree. We actually met up with one of our friends there, and they took the photo for us. Normally it's just like, you know, an up-close selfie, so that was nice. And then yesterday, which was Sunday, we did breakfast with Santa. So we went first thing in the morning just so that we could all have breakfast as a family. But Ali had to go down for her nap at 9, so she missed Santa there, but she actually got us a photo with Santa at the holiday market, so it worked out. And yeah, so it was pretty fun. Breakfast was really good. Chloe and I had to rush out a little bit early just because we had to do something for my mom, which I think I mentioned. Oh, an update on the Trenta that I got from Starbucks. And it was so funny because after we're at Starbucks, we went to my parents' house. I couldn't get the door open because I was holding a bunch of stuff. So I asked Chloe to hold the Starbucks beverage. And she was holding it and she brought it inside while I opened the door, and I'm closing the door and she sets it down. So I can't remember if she knocked it over onto the ground or if she knocked over the stool and then caused the drink to topple over. But needless to say, it fell over and the drink went everywhere. Out of the big Trenta that I got, probably this much left was in the cup. So like all of the ice and probably 70% of the beverage were on the floor. So I guess we can safely say that I still have not had a Trenta. So it is day 8 of being ill, but it is Tuesday now and I still have a runny nose. I still feel very fatigued at the end of the day. So yeah, still very much sick. And then also now Ali has a stuffy nose or a runny nose. So anyway, 'tis the season. It just is gonna cycle through our family until spring, I guess. Anyway, I want to show you some things that came in the mail today. The first thing I'm going to show you is something for my mom. She doesn't watch these vlogs, so it's going to be okay. But it is this fragrance from Balenciaga. So I'm actually using a ring light because it is very gloomy out. It is, you know, overcast. It's snowing outside. It is yeah, not ideal for filming. That's why I'm here, because has the most light that I can muster. But this is her ultimate favorite fragrance, and they discontinued it, I want to say 2 years ago now. She had actually at some point in the beginning of this year just given up finding it again, and she was just on a mission to find a different fragrance that she liked as much as this, or maybe was similar to this. Still unsuccessful. So I, on the other hand, I love a challenge. So I was scouring the different fragrance shops, and I even reached out to a couple and I said, you know, if this particular fragrance comes in, can you please let me know? And lo and behold, one popped up, and it actually popped up on a fragrance site that they have a store. I don't know if they only have one or if they have multiple, but they have a store in Newmarket, Ontario, and I set it to pick up for in-store pickup, but they ended up actually just mailing it to me, which works out either way. I kind of wanted to go into the shop just to see what other fragrances that they had, but anyway, I'm very excited to give this to my mom. I was almost tempted to pull a mom and give it to her early, but you know what, I wanted to preserve some of that Christmas magic, so I am going to wrap this up and give it to her on Christmas Day. She's going to be so excited. She's not going to believe that I was able to find this for her. I finally found a gift for Ali. We have, I don't even know what it's called, but we had a toy for Chloe where she can like sit inside it, and there's like toys all around her, like little activities all around her. Ali is not so much into that. She doesn't really like to be in it for too long. Chloe used to love that thing. She actually used to cry when we used to take her out. She just loved spinning around in that thing and just playing with all the different things on it. Ali, not so much. So I wanted to get her something different. So I found this VTech toy. It's called the Magic Star Learning Table. I have never seen packaging like this, but I absolutely love it because it's just a box and there's no crazy zip ties or twisty ties or anything. It's just, I don't know if this is like special packaging. Obviously this does not look super great on a shelf, but for our purposes this is great. So the item is just in there. Again, frustration-free packaging is what they call it. So like no crazy zip ties, no scissors required. So it comes with legs. I'm not going to build it because it's really, there's nothing to build, but I will show you what it looks like. Let's be honest, Ali is going to have way more fun with the box than she is initially with this. But this is it. So obviously it does require batteries. It's one of those toys that makes loud noises and songs and all that kind of fun stuff. This is a convertible toy, I guess. So you can just set it on the floor like this. So when Ali is sitting, she loves to just sit and tinker with things. So this is perfect for when she's sitting, but then also she has started to pull herself up on things and furniture and coast around. So it comes with legs. And this I think is going to be the perfect height for her right now. That is going to be Allie's Christmas gift. So very excited. I have to figure out if I need to add batteries to this or not. Oh, nope, it comes with some already. So very excited about that. So I get my dad virtually the same thing every year. And it is a blue flannel shirt, jacket. They didn't have the same one that I usually get. I usually get it from Costco. My dad's like, he doesn't really want anything per se, and it's just kind of like this running thing that we have now that I just get him the same gift every year for the last probably 5 years. But they didn't have the exact same one that I usually get, but I found this one, which actually is like a slightly nicer material. I think this is 100% cotton. Let's see. Yep, it's 100% cotton, and my dad's favorite color is blue. So he is hopefully going to like this version. It's not as thick as the one that I usually get, but yeah, hopefully he likes it. And then I'll quickly show you the last piece of mail I got today. Hopefully my battery doesn't run out. Look how giant these stockings are. I think typically most people have uniform stockings, so they all look the same. Ours are not like that. You know, when it was just the Beau and I, we had our own stockings. So they kind of match because I bought them at the same time. Then when Chloe came along, I got a stocking for her, and now Allie gets a stocking. They all have the same theme, which is that they're knit, and I always get them from Indigo. But now they're not even going to be the same sizes. So yeah, I don't know if I'll keep these ones. I feel like they're like too big to hang, but they're also kind of fun. So we'll see. The last gift we have today is the Gabby's Dollhouse Baby Box Craft-orific Room. So this will actually go perfectly with the dollhouse that we got for Chloe. So how it works is, like, you know, you have your little rooms and basically you can just like attach it to the dollhouse. I might have mentioned it, but Chloe doesn't actually have a dollhouse here at our house. She has one at my parents' house, but she doesn't have one here. So I think she's gonna be really excited about the dollhouse. This is going to be the last segment, I guess, of this week's Vlogmas episode. I think it's going to be a nice way to round off the video. I'm going to try to go through it as quickly as I can, only because I have to get ready for an eye appointment that Chloe and I have. I still have to go pick her up from daycare, although I have to also wait for the Beau to get home so he can watch Allie. And also Allie's going to be waking up for her nap in about like 20-25 minutes. So I'm going to try to go through this as quickly as possible. And by this, I mean sharing some bags that I have purchased in the last little bit. Before I start, two things. One, I'm definitely back in my Glossier sweater era. If you haven't noticed, I feel like I've been wearing my original Glossier sweaters a lot more frequently recently, or like just this season. I don't know, they're still so cozy. They're still one of my favorite sweaters. I still have 3 of this exact sweater. And 2, I am using a new microphone. I don't know if I've actually ever mentioned it in the vlog, but some of you have noticed I'm using like different camera gear, I guess. But this is the DJI wireless microphone. So it's like the lavalier mic. And I love it because, one, I can be like way over here and you guys can still hear me probably as clear as if I was like right in front of the camera. And yeah, I feel like it just makes for better audio when I'm like moving around. This is probably one of my favorite purchases this past year in terms of tech stuff. But I will talk more about my best purchases, I guess, in a future Vlogmas episode, probably the next one. Also, on a side note, my philosophy about handbags is that I'm not a collector per se. I'm more of a handbag enthusiast. Like, I don't feel the need to collect, I don't know, like 15 colorways of like the same bag. I just kind of like what I like, and I also don't buy bags with the thought of reselling them later on. You know, I usually put lots of thought and effort into my bag purchases, and it's because I know I'm going to be using those bags for a while. That mindset of mine also ties into the fact that I rarely keep packaging for bags. You know, I'll keep a dust bag usually because they don't take up much space, but I rarely keep boxes for bags. I just like my thought isn't ever, oh, I should keep that box because one day I'll want to resell my handbag, and then, you know, obviously it resells better with a box than without. Yeah, that's not my mindset at all. I like to use handbags. I wouldn't say abuse them, but I like to use them. I like to see wear on them. And it's definitely the case on most of the bags that I own. They definitely do show quite a bit of love, and you know, that's how I like it. Like I said, I don't usually keep boxes, so all of my handbags are on the shelves. I do have some of them in dust bags, but for the most part, they're all just kind of out, especially when they're behind these glass doors. I feel like, you know, they don't really need a dust bag because they're not going to be covered in dust, because this kind of protects them a little bit. Funnily enough, you can't see because I think the camera frame cuts it off, but I have 3 of the Mansour Gabrielle boxes that some of my bags have come in, because I love those boxes. They actually have stuff in them, but I just love the color of them. They kind of just went with my vibe. So those boxes I have kept, and I actually put stuff in them, like I said, but I don't have any other boxes. So you might be able to see I still have my classic Speedy 30 and my Neverfull MM. I actually have to go see if I can get this zipper pull. I want to get this pull replaced from Louis Vuitton, just because you can see it's a brass pull and it's just seen a lot of wear over the years. This is almost, would we classify this as vintage yet? I don't think so, but we're getting there. I think maybe another three or 4 years and this would be considered vintage. Because I think in order to be considered vintage, you have to be 20 years old. And I'm pretty sure this is getting up there. Other than the zipper pull though, this one has, you know, worn really well. Like there's no tears or anything in the canvas. I have looked at a few Louis Vuitton pieces in like their more recent collections, and I don't know, I just don't feel like the quality is as good as it used to be, especially with their canvas handbags. So yeah, I'm really glad that I kind of added this to my collection early on. The last couple of years, I'd say I like still wear it on occasion. Definitely not as much as I used to, but I still do enjoy this bag. The Neverfull honestly is the same. Like the canvas on this is really good too. I bought this in like the late 2000s or early 2010s. I can't remember exactly anymore. But yeah, there's like, again, no tears in the canvas. There's like quite a bit of wear in like this little corner here. You can see there's like a little bit of red here. Presumably that's the red that's showing from the interior, but there's no holes or anything. Okay, a purchase I made summer of 2022, so not this past summer, but the summer before, was this Chanel backpack. So I did buy this pre-loved because it's just hasn't been in circulation in quite a few years. So this is, I believe it's still circa Karl Lagerfeld. I'm not like a huge collections person, but it is in the silver hardware. Yeah, I really like this backpack. It's a chevron pattern, which they do come, I think you're more apt to see probably the quilted version. The chevron, I don't feel like I see as often as I do the quilted, but I love this one. I don't even know what size this is. This isn't like the mini, this is like the next step up, I think, but it has like a little pocket at the back. Do I keep anything in here? Oh, I made my own little organizer to go in here. So it's just like this little felt organizer that I shove in there. One thing is, if you don't like to see wear on your items, definitely don't get a backpack like this from Chanel, because it eventually will just like crease, at least the ones that I've seen, older ones, it eventually will crease and it'll just become really slouchy, especially if you store it sitting up like I tend to do, and if you don't keep some sort of organize in there to help keep the bag shape up. And then also, this is really difficult sometimes to close because yeah, just the way the turn lock is, this leather here isn't like super rigid, it's actually a little bit softer. So when you are trying to lock it back up, you kind of have to really push down, as you can see on the backpack. So yeah, you end up getting like a little bit of wear there too. Definitely on this turnkey, there has been scuffs from when I'm just trying to blindly close it and see how it clacks all the time. Anyway, yeah, you know what? I buy handbags to use them and to love them, so those things don't really bother me. Oh, I actually have sold one bag, and it's from Kuyana. It's the structured tote, and I just sold it because I had never used it. And yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't make money on it. I guess it's just like one of those brands that it doesn't have great resale value. And I think I paid close to like $450, maybe almost $500 after all said and done, from, you know, the US exchange rate at the time to the duties that I had to pay, all that stuff. And then I sold it for like, I don't know, 120 bucks. So it definitely didn't make money. This is a recent addition to my collection. It is the Christian Dior, I'm gonna get the name wrong, but it's the Avenue bag, Montagne, 30 Montagne Avenue. And it's a small size, so it's like the mini size. I got this, I'm trying to think, September-ish. But yeah, I really just like love, okay, so first of all, I wanted to get the Dior oblique jacquard print, which is like this classic print. I was debating this and the bobby, the east-west bobby, so not like the tall one, but kind of like the wide one. It's like probably just a little bit taller than this and a little bit wider. I prefer that east-west look as opposed to like the traditional bobby, which is more of like a saddle bag. The only thing I didn't love about the east-west, or just like the bobbies in general, is that the interior, the opening, the hole is not the same width as the bag, if that makes sense. You kind of have to see a photo of it to understand what I'm talking about, but the edges of the opening of the bag kind of come in a little bit, and I'm just like, I don't know, I don't find that to be very user-friendly. So I went with this one because I thought it was cute. Like I said, I wanted to get the oblique jacquard print, just because I think it's a classic print. I like this print, but I didn't want it on anything too huge, like a Dior book tote or something. So I thought this one was really cute. It has like the Christian Dior link here, and some of them are in the gold brass hardware, and some of them have like the little bit of enamel in there. I also like this because it's a navy, which I don't have in my collection. All of my bags that are like this are neutrals or a black, but this is in a navy, which I thought was like really cute. And yeah, I don't know, I just thought this was, I mean, it barely fits anything inside, so I'll say that. Maybe I'll even wear it today just for fun, because it's supposed to be a mild day. But yeah, it'll like maybe fit a wallet and a lip gloss. I haven't quite found a proper home for her on my shelf, so she kind of just sits on top of my other bags. And you know what, sometimes I'll put her in a little dust bag just because she's precious and she's cute. I still have my Chanel mini flap, which I use all the time still. Well, not all the time. I use it primarily in like the spring, summer. I still have like all of my Mansur Gabrielle bags. So I have my 2 bucket bags, I think this is a lady bag, and then I have this like double zip bag, which is still one of my favorite things. I still have my Chanel classic flap, which I haven't been wearing much in the last 2 years. I can count on 2 hands the number of times I've actually worn it out. And I think I used to really love the gold hardware. It just like, I would die for gold hardware, and I still love gold hardware, but I think in a bag like this, and maybe someone had mentioned it to me a while back, but it can definitely like age you in the sense that it just like, it feels like it's for a more mature person. And I don't know if it's because I'm approaching my late 30s and I like want to hang on to my like early 30s for as long as I can. But I feel like this kind of ages me a little bit, so I don't wear it. So I'm debating about maybe selling it, and I really am considering getting the 2.55 reissue, and I kind of want it in like the ruthenium hardware, and I kind of want the large size. So It comes in a 24 centimeter and a 28 centimeter, and then it comes in like a even smaller size and an even bigger size. But I'm thinking the 28 centimeter might be the new bag for me in, like I said, black, probably black and ruthenium hardware. But I haven't decided. This bag has seen a lot of wear, so I'm not quite sure how much I would get for it in the resale market. Probably more than what I paid for it back in 2014, because it's almost been, oh, that's going to be almost 10 years old in the new year. But yeah, I'm just like not entirely sure if I just maybe want to keep it just for the sake of keeping it, or if I want to sell it to offset a purchase of a different handbag. But yeah, that one I just like, I'm not loving anymore, but I haven't decided what to do with it yet. Moving on, this is another purchase that I made, which is one that I made, I don't know, earlier in 2023, I'm pretty sure. But it is this Gucci bamboo backpack, which is stunning. So back when Tom Ford was like the creative director of Gucci, he created a backpack for the brand that was basically like this except larger. And it also was in a different leather. Like it was definitely in a softer, like more malleable leather. This one is in like a really stiff, it's still like I feel like a calfskin leather, but it's definitely more structured, and it's also smaller. But I saw this and I hunted for it. I called all the stores, and finally they found one, and I bought it. So yeah, it's obviously not the Tom Ford bag, but it's definitely inspired by one of his designs back in the, I feel like 90s, which you can actually still find those bags that are very prevalent in the resale market, and they're pretty cheap. Like I feel like between $500 and $700 US though, I think. Anyway, this one I got new. This one definitely like matches my vibe a little bit more, my style, because the other ones were like really big, and this is obviously very cute and mini. I can still fit quite a bunch of stuff in here, but definitely like not that much stuff. I can fit like my wallet, my phone, you know, like a little mini makeup bag. This has like a little magnetic closure here. My favorite is like the little bamboo accent, so like the little bamboo handles. Sometimes I will just hold this kind of like a little mini, I wasn't gonna say wristlet, but sort of kind of like that, just on my wrist like this, or like a top handle. And then it also has like little bamboo turn locks here, which is nice. These pockets are functional pockets, although very limited in what you can actually fit in here. Probably like a lip gloss, maybe keys if you have keys. But yeah, I love this. This is sold out now. It sold out really fast, I think. I just think it was just like an ode to that era, and people were like eating it up because it's such a cute little mini backpack. Okay, then we have this, which is the Birkin 30. You know, I've always wanted a Birkin 25. That's like ever since, probably before even Birkin 25s became like the popular bag. That was a size that I thought I always wanted, because it just like, whenever I would think of trying to visualize the proportions, because I had never actually seen one in the store before, I was just trying to visualize the proportions, and I was just like, no, that one must be the bag for me. But I actually ended up going for the 30 because you can fit a little bit more stuff in there. Like I said, I'm a mom of 2 young kids right now, so I just need like the extra real estate sometimes to like put diapers in, or boogie wipes for the little noses and all that kind of stuff. So this is definitely like the better size. So this is gold on gold. I have scuffed the hardware on this already, pretty much like right out of the box. I scuffed the hardware because I made the mistake of like hanging the sangles on the little rings here, and then Chloe came around and she was like basically doing like a seesaw motion with it. So yeah, right off the bat, I got humbled very quickly after that experience. And yeah, so she's definitely used. And then the last bag I wanted to share is kind of my more practical handbag, which is the Evelyn. This is the PM size. So the size that most people have is probably the T, well, not, I wouldn't say most people, but the more coveted size at the moment is the TPM, which is like the mini size, which is quite a bit smaller than this actually. This is the size that I wanted to get because again, I just needed like a little bit more extra space. I also like how this one has like the pocket on the back. So you have like this really large open space here, and it is an unlined or an unlined interior, which I actually kind of really like. It feels really soft in there. Now saying that, it is a little bit annoying sometimes because if you have something in here, like for example, even like this little mesh bag, you might be able to tell that there's just like little pieces of the interior stuck to it. So that is like the only qualm about it. But other than that, I like love the unlined interior. I think it's like really cute. It does have like the little snap closure. Again, it does have that pocket on the exterior, which actually this is the front of the handbag. I'm sure if you're like an avid Hermes collector, then you already knew that. The perforated side is actually meant to be against the body, but I kind of wear it either way. I kind of like wearing it with this side out because it just allows me to reach into this pocket a little bit easier. Normally I keep my phone in there. Today I have a diaper. I have an extra battery because vlogmas, and then I have some Werther's candies. There you go, because I'm like apparently a little grandma. The one thing I also like about the PM size over the TPM size is that it has the adjustable strap. So on the TPM, you can't adjust the strap. The length is the length, and there are some like tricks you can do to shorten it, but just like out of the box, it doesn't have the ability to shorten it. And I have tried the TPM and it's like way too long on me. It kind of sits, well, I wouldn't say it's way too long. It's manageable, but it sits lower than I would like a crossbody to sit. So yeah, anyway, this is probably one of my best purchases this past year. Out of all of the bags that my more recent bags that I've purchased, this is my favorite one. I actually use this even more than the Birkin just because, again, with two little kids, it's kind of hard to like bring a top handle around with me all the time. I prefer to be a little bit more hands-free and just have a bag that I can throw over my shoulder or crossbody and be able to like carry a kid or all that kind of fun stuff. So, oh my gosh, I have to show you this little cute bag too. So this is probably, my mom still laughs about this purchase. She thinks it's an absolute waste of money, but I thought it was so cute. So this is actually from Coach. It's a little card holder. It's like a really mini bag. So there's like absolutely, you know, nothing exciting inside. There's like a couple slots for cards. So literally you could fit 2 cards in here and a lip gloss and that's it. But it comes with this really cute chain, and you can see how far back do I have to go? About here. Isn't that like the cutest thing? I'm trying to think of the instances where I've worn this. Anytime where I know I'm gonna have a stroller, because obviously this doesn't fit anything, and if I'm out with my kids, I need you know, something to actually house all the important things I need to be carrying, like extra diapers and wipes and all that stuff. And I'll just use this just for like my lip gloss basically. But yeah, I did purchase this, I think this past summer, probably May 2023. Anyway, that concludes this week's Vlogmas episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the recommendations on things that you wanted to see in the Vlogmas episodes. There's a few more suggestions that I'm gonna try to knock off in the next episode, so stay tuned for that. For example, my favorite purchase this past year, I'll probably do beauty purchases in a separate video because, as you know, I like to do kind of like a annual favorites video for beauty, but I will talk about like all of the other favorite things that I picked up, so tech, maybe home, all the other categories. Okay, for real this time, that is it for me. I gotta go because I have to change and pick up Chloe for our eye appointments, but I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.